Master Chief, a legendary warrior and an exemplary human being. If I had to describe Chief in one sentence, it'd be a man whose actions speak louder than his words. He is a giant amongst men, literally and figuratively. He is a person we can all aspire to be, and perhaps humanity at its peak. Now, it's no doubt that throughout the Halo games that Master Chief has had some pretty bizarre adventures. With, giant rings that kill everything, built by ancient aliens to kill this parasite thingy that just wants to consume everyone, all while blasting hundreds of squid-faced alien freaks. Seems pretty bizarre to me. Chief has saved the world more than a few times now, and it's because of this that I've begun to wonder, is Master Chief a Joestar? Now, before we get into the video, I just wanted to remind you guys that this video is just for fun and is also my opinion. Yours may differ from mine, and that's okay. Now, if you guys believe that I missed something or that something that I said doesn't quite add up, be sure to let me know down in the comments. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with something a bit basic. Chief's name. Now, having the initials JoJo doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Chief being a Joestar, since we do have Giorno Giovanna and Josuke Higashikata, I think that's how you pronounce it. Their initials don't add up to JoJo, but they're still Joestars. However, I just wanted to take a look at Chief's first name, which is, if you had no idea, John, short for Jonathan. Huh. Now, I am currently unaware of Chief's last name, but come on, you don't think it could be something with a Joe in it? I'm telling you, I think Chief's last name is Joestar. Anyways, that's just something to think about. Moving on to something slightly more relevant is height. The Joestar bloodline, at least the buff parts, are pretty damn tall. They all stand 6'5", and Chief has inherited this, be it hereditary or in a bottle, and took it to a new level. Chief stands 6'10" without armor, and is pretty damn buff. Just another thing to think about.
Tell that to the Covenant.
Now, another thing we could talk about is powers. Now, unfortunately, I haven't seen any evidence of Chief using Hamon. However, Chief does have a stand.
In that case, you won't mind if we return the favor.
Okay, let's get away from the small stuff and find out just what really makes Chief a Joestar. But before we can determine if Chief is a Joestar, we need to ask ourselves, what makes a Joestar? Well, Koichi describes the three Joestars in Morio as emanating righteousness from their hearts, as if it gave them energy. Speedwagon describes Jonathan and his father as giants living with no regrets. I would describe them as brave, courageous, with an iron will, who would never abandon a fight, and willing to lay down their lives for what is right. We see this with Jonathan, as he righteously sacrifices himself to save Erina. When Joseph crashed his plane into a volcano to kill cars. In Jotaro's battle against Dio, the Joestar's century-old enemy, etc., etc. They may have had personal motivations that drove them towards their goals, but they still knew that it was the right thing to do, and they did so courageously. Needless to say, I think that Chief has most, if not all, those qualities. He's saved the world about 4 times now, and was more than willing to give his life for the greater good. Chief is strong and swift and brave, unrelenting and compassionate for mankind. Chief understands his duties and what's right at the end of the day.
Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity, whatever the cost.
If anything, Chief's a Jonathan that just doesn't talk very much and shoots the crap out of aliens, and Arena is blue now just because. And this has led me to believe that Halo is actually the unofficial release of Part 9, even though Part 8 isn't finished yet, as of now. Now that we've talked about what could possibly make Chief a Joestar, what's some evidence against this? Well, first off, he doesn't have the Joestar birthmark, as far as I can tell. I can't really see his back in the games because, there's a giant suit of armor. I don't know if there's any expanded universe material out there that possibly shows his back. But, if there is, and there's a Joestar birthmark on there, just let me know. However, if there isn't, I'm just gonna say that in the manga, some of the Joestars don't appear to have the birthmark when they should, so I'm gonna leave that as an Araki forgot. Another point that could be brought up against Chief is that he doesn't make any dope-ass poses. He just doesn't. I don't know why. Well, that appears to be all I can really think of, but what do you guys think? Is Chief a Joestar, or is he not a Joestar? Or is this video just too bizarre that it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense? I'll leave that one up for you guys to decide. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.